Like the video and subscribe in the next 2.7 seconds, or every rare chest you open will be a purple pistol and medkit. What is going on, guys, and welcome back to another video on the channel. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to W key properly and effectively in Arena, Cash Cups, or even FNCS. So without further ado, let's jump right into it. Alright, let's start off with where to land. My advice is to land on power weapons, such as the shockwave launcher or grappler. Now, you don't need to necessarily have to land right in Catty or in the Authority, but try to land somewhere like the weather station, right outside of Catty, or maybe one of the outside buildings of the Authority. This will help ensure your survival off spawn. Also, I've gotten recommended to do detailed loot paths for mythic POIs. So if that is something you all would like to see, please let me know in the comments. So why should you land on these power weapons? The sound of someone jumping on you with any mythic gun makes them instantly play defensive. The fact that you either won off spawn at Catty Corner or the Authority, or even killed the player that had those weapons, already scares your opponent. I guarantee if you hear the grappler coming at you or someone shockwave on top of you, you are worried because you know that you're facing a good player before you even see them. But the whole purpose of getting these weapons is to move around the map as fast as possible. If you are desperate for points in a tournament or going for high kill arena games, the only way to get more kills is to find more people, and the best way to do that is to use the grappler or shockwave launcher. But you don't necessarily need to push everybody you see. If you see a big fight with 3 to 4 players or teams involved, it might not be the best idea to just jump right on top of it. You could get yourself pinched between 2 players or teams and throw your game. The best W keyers find players or teams alone so that they reduce the chance of getting third-partied. Another tip is to finish fights as fast as possible. The best way to do that is to really focus on that first shot. Whether you got a sniper or just an AR, try to catch your opponents by surprise. Take your time and try to break their shield with the first few shots before they react in time to build. Set the tone for the fight that you are the aggressor. Make them play defensively. From then, apply constant pressure. Do not give them any time to breathe and get any heals or shields off. The best weapons for this are the P90, drum gun, and most of all, the rapid fire SMG. The rapid fire SMG, especially the gold one, note that you can side grade the P90 to rapid fire, but it can shred through fresh builds so fast. Even the green rapid fire has the same damage per second as the gold P90, and the purple and gold rapid fire SMGs have a 1.4 second reload time. Now it takes 2 seconds to pop a mini shield, so if you have any type of rapid fire SMG, you can prevent your opponents from popping minis, whereas the P90 takes 3 seconds or more to reload. So consider that when choosing your SMG. Not only that, but the fast damage per second of the rapid fires allows for some bullets to slip through walls. That can make a huge difference in the length of your fight if you get your opponent down to 20 HP and he just tried to hold walls. Your rapid fire sub could sneak a bullet or 2 through there to prevent the fight from lasting a few minutes, where instead it only lasts a few seconds. Stats aside, you have to apply constant pressure with anything you got. When you get your opponent weak, keep them weak. Like I said before, you have to finish fights fast, and not just to prevent third parties, but also to give you more time to get more kills. Another tip I have for you when you're engaged in a fight is to try to use a different material than your opponent, and or cycle through your materials as you fight. This will not only make it easier to tell which builds are yours, but it also gives you a higher chance for a full refresh of materials after you get the kill. Think about it. If you and your opponent have a massive build battle, all out of brick, and you both run out, you're only going to be stuck with the 50 brick that the game rewards you after getting the kill. So definitely keep that in mind as you are fighting. Another thing you want to keep in mind is preventing getting third-partied. If you're taking a wall or just pushing in general, don't place yourself between the guy you're pushing and another player. You'll just get yourself pinched and most likely die. Instead, go around and position the guy you're pushing between you and another player. This will prevent you from taking any unnecessary damage and put yourself in a great position to pick up the kill. Also, if you're trying to take a wall, cover all sides of you to prevent getting third-partied or even sniped. There are so many snipers and hunting rifles in the game that can easily one-shot you, so take the safe route and cover your sides when pushing someone. Now, some of you are probably saying, Milano, I can't take walls, I'm on 100 ping. Well, I've got a solution for you. There are a few exploits you can do with the crash pad item to exploit into your opponent's box and catch them by surprise or finish them off if they're weak. I'll give you a quick demonstration here. So if your opponent is being stubborn sitting in a box, or you're on high ping, all you have to do is get some crash pads, obviously. Stand against the wall of your opponent, throw the crash pad straight up in the air. Then, as the crash pad falls down, you'll get thrown into your opponent's box and he won't know what to do. Another method is to build a ramp behind you, throw the crash pad straight down, and boom, you'll get thrown into your opponent's box again, leaving them stunned, and you'll get a free shot. Like I said, this will be super helpful for any of you high ping players, so definitely abuse this if you're not as fortunate as myself on my 20 ping. I said before that you want to push the right people. Now, some players in Arena, even in the higher divisions, are not that good. Some of them just get center zone, build a 1x1, and sit in it all game with no intention of pushing anyone, just to get those guaranteed placement points. For the most part, these players aren't mechanically skilled, and they will panic as soon as they hear someone pushing them. I would definitely advise pushing players who are really trying to play passive. Once they feel that their placement points are in jeopardy, they will most likely panic and whiff their shots and builds. So yeah, definitely don't be afraid to push players camping in 1x1s. Now I stated the obvious earlier that the best way to get more kills is to find more people. Therefore, don't be afraid to use all the mobility that was brought back this season, such as boats, zip lines, whirlpools, launch pads, peppers, and even cars in the future. Use all these to catch some players by surprise. Get those solid first few shots on them and non-stop pressure them until they're dead. If you've got launch pads, don't be afraid to use them. If you snipe someone or get them weak, go ahead and use whatever mobility items you got to get on them as fast as possible. Better to use that launch pad than to die with it and give it to someone else. If you made it this far in the video, I want to say a big thank you to you, so go ahead and comment the letter W down in the comments so I can see who has watched my videos the whole way through. I also reply to almost every single comment, so don't be afraid to leave some feedback or ideas for future videos. Alright, back to the tips. Now you definitely want to be aggressive when you're wkeying, but there comes a point in the game where being too aggressive can hurt you. Keep in mind that you get the most points if you win the game. So once it gets to the point in the game where everywhere you look, you can see a player or team boxed, maybe time to play more cautious. This could be after 3rd, 4th, or even 5th zone depending how stacked your game is. Because if you push someone, everyone in their little 1x1 tower is just going to edit a little window and take some shots at you or your opponent to try and snag the kill. And if you get tagged for whites or players see your shield break, you could easily get lobby focused and your game could be ruined. You want to make endgame if you want the most kills possible. And in endgame, the best place to look for kills is on the ground. Players on low ground are usually in shambles and have little to no mats. Take your spray weapons and do whatever you can to make the rotations as hard as possible. Even if you just get a tag or two, there's a good chance that they could die in storm and you could get credit for the kill. Also, if you're fortunate enough to yield the shockwave launcher, abuse it and try to launch players into the zone. Then just tag them a few times and you should get credit for the kill. I'm going to leave some gameplay here at the end to show you guys a 25 kill arena game that my trio and I had, so be sure to watch that. But to recap what I went over, land on power weapons, hit your first few shots, don't let your opponents heal, push the right players, protect yourself from third parties, push from the right angles, use exploits if you have to, and play endgame smart. Hopefully these tips help you guys frag out an arena, cash cups, or whatever you're playing. Don't forget, if you did find this helpful in any way, go ahead and leave a like and subscribe so you never miss out on more educational videos like these. Hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you all in the next one. Peace.